Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol INPX. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to do this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I don't mean to state the obvious, but I will anyways. Pretty eventful day today, not only from a price action perspective, but you look down here at the volume, and by far the biggest volume this chart has had for quite a while. Although from a presentation standpoint, this chart is actually pretty tricky to talk about because there's a lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a day trader and you bought right there, or maybe you bought right there and you wanted to sell within 20 minutes after buying, then yeah, for you the chart's looking pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, I get it. There's been a pretty big pullback from the highs. But from the big picture, the bulls do still have an opportunity to build a higher base. And when you have higher bases being built over longer periods of time, that's how overall long-term uptrends are constructed. I'm going to be mainly talking about things from a big picture perspective. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you probably had more of a day trading type perspective, going into the chart and into your personal trade. But as far as kind of like I said, big picture point of view, the reason I still call it bullish is because the price is still up above this previous area of resistance right here at, we'll call it the 36-cent mark, and I'm giving the bulls a little bit of wiggle room there. 36 cents is important because technically speaking, you could have something like this happen. I'm not saying the price is going to continue to pull back, but just for example's sake, the price would come back here, bounce around 36, and then start to work its way upwards. And what would you have? Well, again, emphasis on big picture. From the big picture perspective, you'd have a set of lows there. You'd have this set of lows right there. You'd have a low down there if you picture these as stair steps. Then from the big picture, these stair steps would still very clearly be going in the upwards direction. Again, I 100% realize that if you're a day trader and you bought up there, then yeah, you don't care about these stair steps. But that's why I try to offer up a warning that I would be making comments from the grand scheme of things. So sure, today the price pulled back from its highs, but stop and think about that word, today. As in 1 day. Looking at multiple days, which we're doing here, the bulls do still have that opportunity to build a higher low, and that's the name of the game, from that grand scheme of things perspective. So depending on where you bought is going to kind of dictate a lot of your perspective on things. But like I said, the higher stair step is still possible, so let's see if the bulls can get that built or not. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.